Well, a year ago, I came and worked a couple days with my friend Jack Bravyak, whose son built this wall. A little different way of doing things. I'm going to show you how we did it.
Well, today they're going to put one of these Versalock block walls in here, and that's it down there. So we're going to see what we're going to do here. Now here's what I did just to get a feel for things. Put a block here and a line going all the way up to here. Now we need 8 inches in between.
So I need 8 inches. You got to look at your line and make sure you got 8 inches. Here I got 7.5, so that has to be higher. Here I got 7.5. Down here I'm back to 8. And you got to measure all the way down. If you don't do that, you're going to have a hump in the wall. So that's the first thing you do. Another thing I'm doing is I'm going off the curb down here. But this sidewalk here is wider than that sidewalk down there. So we're best off going with this line, and that's where we're going to start.
Number 3, this is the foundation for the old wall right here. That's been in there for 100 and some years. This has been here about 25 years. So we're going to go right on top of this concrete. There's nothing better than that. We're not going to rip this out and dig down, because that's the best base you could have. And number 4, we're going to walk up and see what everybody else did with their walls and where they ended up. Right up the street, just a few houses. Here's one of those walls, and you could see it's pushed. Let's go find out why it's pushed. Well, look at that push right there, way out. Look where the rain pipe is. It goes right behind the wall. That's what pushed it. There's these old stone walls. They've been here 80, 90 years. And right up here we got this one. So that's pushed.
So here, I got this going in. See it? Just like that. That's level in the back there. And I'm going to use a twiggin. Twiggin's a little thing to keep the line up. So, because the line bends after a while. That's going to be our height. Then, using some stiff mud, it's going to go right in there, right behind it. Right even with that line. That's how we're going to do that. Now, going right on top of this old sidewalk, it's cut right here. We put the wire down. That wire is going to hold that together like you won't believe. There's no reason to rip all this out and go with the gravel. It'll be 5 times the extra money, and it ain't gonna do anything. And I can't pick these up no more. I'm just helping out getting them going today. That's it. So that's it. That's good. You can see how easy this first course is going in. Very simple. We got this whole thing in, the sun's showing, but you see the cement underneath it. Some parts are thicker. Some parts are thicker
And then when you get up here, it is thinner. That's why we had to have some big joints to get a straight line. And over here, we got our doorway in, basically. So since we got everything done now, all he's doing now is putting in the blocks. All right. All right. And he's just going to put it in.
Put these pins in.
Put the pins in. And then the pins interlock into here. And that's it. Then there's a net that goes over the third course it's going to go in. We're back and Jack got all the things ready, and now we're going to get ready to put the caps on. And we're going to go over here and saw these blocks to fit. Now we got to cut the blocks to fit in here, so I got the block all measured out and I used my saw. Okay, got the piece filled in, and now we got wire. Wire is going to go on the top course. And if you want to know how to cut it, and you don't have your cutters with you, you do that. Good. So for this, for our corners, we got a rock face them. Like that. Now, if you're watching me, I got this door wall and I'm cementing it. And do I have anything against glue? No. Matter of fact, I went to take some of these caps off to disintegrate it, and I used, and it was hard to get off with the glue. Does the glue stick? Yeah. Is it going to hold as good as the wire? In my opinion, no. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. Just the way I do things. Because these blocks, even though they got pins and everything, they loosen up. And once a wall starts moving, just a little bit, it's like a glacier, it's going to push it. This wire is going to hold it together. I seen a whole foundation one time, the footer gone, and this wire holding the whole foundation up. So I'm really confident with it. Now I'm just striking up underneath it, flattening it all out. So this is a picture of them delivering the gravel for behind the wall with the concrete truck. They just got up there and they delivered it. Okay, they're going to put a new school retaining wall here, and it's going to be down below that pipe. We get behind here, this is solid rock. This is all rock, and as they dig down, we're going to be putting that thing on rock. This is all rock, so we're not worried too much about it sinking this way. And depending on what they put, we're not too much worried about it going this way, because that's all solid rock behind there. But we got to go down below this grade here. See where they came up with the thing? So when we start our wall, we got to go below that. So I got the transit out, my old school transit. Went from that point there to this point here. We're going to lay the gravel flat.
Hey, why that?
A little more.
That one's upside. Well, never mind.
Oh yeah, that one's upside down.
My fault. Yeah. I could just.
One a little low here anyway.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my fault. That's my bad.
Okay.
There you go. Right here. See that orange thing? Oh, you use that? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Jack. Put it in. Still a little low.
Wait a minute.
Okay. How's that look?
Good.
This one's down, see it?
Okay, wait. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, where do you need it? No,
You
we're
gotta
good?
go on, up here. This one's got to come up to here.
Okay, here, I'll pick it up.
All right, I got it. I'm just gonna move it up.
Just like that.
All right, let it go.
Mix it up. Keep it in there.
All right, throw it in. Big shovelful. Big shovelful. All right.
Like that. Okay. Put some feet there, Chris.
That's good. Okay, let's go here.
How do we do that? Okay, all right.
Okay.
Dump the whole shovel there. He'll move it on with the trowel. Okay, that's cool. That's it.
All right. Using this Doro wall down at the bottom because that's going to hold the whole base of that wall together.
So we got that whole wall in on top of the wire now. So that's solid.
So I'm going to talk about that job a little bit. I was helping Jack Bravyak and his son. It was his son's job to put that wall in. And that's what they wanted. They wanted those Versalock type of blocks to be put in. Now, I'm not a fan of retaining walls, but the city wanted them. And I can't pick those blocks up anymore. Jack was picking them up. I just mostly go down to film these jobs and help out for a while. But there's three types of retaining walls in Pennsylvania because of the frost. They're the type of walls that fell down, retaining walls that are falling down, or retaining walls that are going to fall down. Now when they rip them old stone walls out, what happened was, in the old days, they would get that rock if they're dynamiting around the mines or they're dynamiting the roads up or something. They'd take that rock and they'd build the walls with it. Problem was they used lime, and you're using lime in a retaining wall. Back in the day, that's what they mostly used. It just kind of wears away and falls apart. Lime is mostly good for like cathedrals or brickwork or something that's not going to get wet, or something with real fine joints like this. But now they make these kind of Versalock blocks. The problem with them is after 35 years they start falling apart.
Now here's the danger of these walls. You see how they all fall apart after a while? This all falls apart. So when you're building these walls, you got to be wary of that stuff, that they don't last forever.
Walls are not strong going sideways. They're only strong up and down when they got something on top of them. If there's nothing on top of them, the water gets behind them and it freezes, it's going to push them. So it's only a matter of time. I put that right on top of the old sidewalk. If an old foundation is good, why move it? It's solid, it's been there 100 years, 80 years. Why would you want to rip that all up and put gravel underneath it? So that's that, and I always put that Duro wall in. Now let me show you a couple examples where they don't use the Duro wall and then they start to dissipate.
Here's another example on how the bottom of the wall caves in.
So the reason I use wires, I don't want that bottom moving. Once that bottom stone or that bottom block starts moving, the whole wall is going to eventually go. You could also use rebar, and if you wanted to do that, lay it on top of the rebar. Sometimes that even works better. We filled the back with, they came with the concrete truck, and they filled the back with gravel instead of concrete. They just filled it with gravel. Those blocks that they're using, when you get the blocks, you've seen how they fell apart in another video. That's because sometimes they come from the deep south, they get shipped up there, and they don't make them to last Pennsylvania winters. So make sure that the manufacturer is in a local area where it knows that blocks are going to put up with Pennsylvania weather. Or you can put a sealer on them on the top, because once that water gets in there and it starts freezing, it's going to bust all apart. I also got a video out called Retaining Walls, Yes or No. Now as far as I'm concerned, about 85% and more retaining walls, you don't really need them. And here the city wanted it that way. I don't even think they had the right to do that. But from my perspective, you didn't even need a retaining wall there. You just sloped it all the way down anyway. But that's a matter of opinion. So that's it. I think the video speaks for itself. If you don't know it, I moved to Florida. It's summer all the time down here. My name is Mike Haduck. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.